What's the deepest hole you can possibly dig? Do you remember that absolutely divine feeling you had as a child, digging in wet sand at the beach deeper and deeper? Have you ever wondered where you would have ended up if you kept digging without stopping? Well, great news! Even if you never managed to find out how far down your little tunnel could go, this video will tell you. Maybe someone has already used modern technology to reach the core of the planet, and we just haven't heard about it yet. But before you start digging for the truth, hit the red subscription button. That's how you get to the bright side of life, where numerous secrets are ready to be revealed. And if you don't want to miss anything new and exciting, ring the notification bell as well. That's how Discovery Twist learns about daily updates on the channel. Let's start our dig. At a depth of 66.81 feet, you'll find numerous mole tunnels and rabbit warrens. By the way, a mole can dig a tunnel longer than 65 feet in just one day. If we move down a bit more, we'll get to the standard depth of a grave, about 6 feet down in Western culture. This depth originated in plague-infected England in 1665 to prevent the spread of infection. Deep burrowing species of earthworms can be spotted at a depth of 10 feet. One of them, Droida grandis, can grow up to 3.5 feet long. Music interlude. Gigantic worms haven't managed to scare us, so we're digging further down. At about 13 feet underground, we come across the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, discovered by archaeologist Howard Carter in 1922. 20 feet is the maximum range of a metal detector. Even a high-end detector will probably spot a car hidden underground at this depth, but if the detector is not so advanced or if an object is small, it won't work. You can still find the roots of tropical forest plants if you dig 23 feet down. Tropical trees need such long roots to store water during dry periods. William Little of Hackney, aka the Mole Man, lived in London and managed to burrow 26 feet under his own house. He started in the 60s and this process took him more than 40 years. The web of caverns and tunnels he dug spreads more than 65 feet away from the house. Almost 40 feet down, you'll see the deepest burrow made by an animal. Surprisingly, this super deep hole is dug by Nile crocodiles. At a depth of 60 feet, we find Beijing's underground city, a subterranean bomb shelter consisting of a vast network of tunnels and underground rooms under the capital of China. At a depth of 66 feet, the Paris catacombs are located. They were discovered in the 18th century and contain the remains of more than 6 million people. At a depth of 110 feet, there's an underground farm in London. They use a former bomb shelter to grow veggies and herbs. The deepest swimming pool in the world, the Y40 diving pool in Montegrotto Terme, Italy, goes 131 feet down. If you fell into this pool with no water, it would take you 3 seconds to reach the bottom. Do you think that's too long or not long enough? In Cappadocia, Turkey, there's an underground complex dating back to the 7th century, known as the Derinkuyu Underground City, situated almost 280 feet below the surface. At 328 feet, you'll find the depth at which radioactive waste is stored. Just a bit deeper, at 346 feet, you'll see the deepest metro station in the world, Arsenalna Metro Station in Kyiv. The Channel Tunnel, connecting the UK with France, is situated at a depth of 377 feet. A wild fig tree that grows at the Echo Caves near Origstad, South Africa, has the deepest roots known to people, going down 400 feet. But there's a hotel room situated even deeper, 508 feet underground at Sala Silver Mine in Sweden. The deepest half marathon took place at a depth of 695 feet in the Bochnia salt mine in Poland in 2004. The deepest railway tunnel is located at a depth of 787 feet, the Seikon Tunnel in Japan, which opened in 1988. The deepest road tunnel on Earth is the Eiksund Tunnel in Norway, reaching 942 feet below the surface. At 1,001 feet, you're still in the danger zone for the B-83 Earth-penetrating nuclear warhead, its maximum destructive depth. At 1,286 feet, we see the deepest hand-dug water well, the Woodingdean Water Well near Brighton, UK, created in 1862. It's also likely the deepest hole ever dug without the use of technology. The deepest natural shaft in the world is the Vrtoglavica Cave in Slovenia, going down 2,110 feet. If you fell down this shaft, your fall would last 11 seconds before reaching the bottom. However, At 2,297 feet, 33 Chilean miners were trapped for 69 days in 2010 in the San Jose copper and gold mine in Chile. All of the miners were rescued. At 3,800 feet, there's the deepest bat colony in the world, with about 1,000 brown bats spending every winter in a zinc mine in New York. The deepest concert in history took place at a depth of 4,166 feet in a mine in Finland in 2007, performed by a band called Agonizer. The Homestake Gold Mine in the USA has a depth of 4,855 feet. In 1965, this mine hosted a successful experiment where scientists detected and counted neutrinos, subatomic particles from the sun. The deepest coal mine is the Jindřich II mine in the Czech Republic, with a depth of 4,920 feet, closed in 1991. At 5,920 feet down, we arrive at the deepest part of the 227-mile-long Grand Canyon. Its average depth is 5,282 feet. The deepest cave known to humankind is the Krubera Cave in the Arabica Massif in Georgia, going down 7,185 feet. The deepest radio broadcast took place at 7,677 feet, held by CBC in Creighton Mine, Ontario, Canada in 2005. The deepest laboratory in the world is the Jinping Underground Laboratory in China, situated 8,202 feet underground. Let's dig a bit deeper. Voila! At 10,203 feet, we see the deepest single-shaft elevator in the world, located in the Moab Khotsong gold mine in South Africa. If you decide to take the elevator down, it will take you 4.5 minutes. If you opt for a shortcut and jump into the shaft, you'll reach the bottom in just 25 seconds. The deepest known multicellular organism dwells at a depth of 11,811 feet. It's a worm found in the Tautona mine in South Africa. Now let's go even deeper. The Tautona mine is, in fact, the deepest human destination in the world. A trip to the bottom takes more than an hour, and the temperature there reaches a whopping 151 degrees Fahrenheit. The average depth of the oceanic crust is almost 20,000 feet, the depth of the deepest known microbes found in rocks below China's Songliao Basin. At a depth of about 36,000 feet, there's the deepest point of the ocean, the Mariana Trench. But people have managed to get even deeper than that. Until recently, the absolute champion of the depths was the Kola Super Deep Borehole, the second deepest artificial hole on the planet, situated in Russia. Its depth is 40,355 feet. The project of the Soviet Union aimed to drill through Earth's crust, but they only made it 1/3 of the way. The temperature reached 356 degrees Fahrenheit, making it impossible for the drill to operate any longer. If you stumble across this hole by accident, you aren't likely to recognize it. Its diameter is just 9 inches. If you drop a coin down the shaft, it will fall for 450 seconds before reaching the bottom. And the winner in the category of the deepest artificial hole on Earth is the Z44 Chavo oil and gas well. This shaft is drilled down to a whopping 40,604 feet, 15 Burj Khalifas stacked on top of each other. The shaft is located in the Russian Far East. How deep underground would you agree to go? Tell us in the comments below. Hit the like button if this video managed to impress you, and remember to subscribe to this channel. Life is always more fun on Discovery Twist.